YouTube, we are back, and we're back with another win. We're back with another trade, and yeah, another solid trading day today. And there's not really too much to talk about other than just to literally go through it and dissect the trade. Um, so we're just going to jump straight into it. Now, what I would like to start with, I don't know what that is I was actually bearish coming into session. Now, the reason being is we'd made obviously this big move up. Yeah, we're in a super solid uptrend at the moment, and I just thought we would have a bit more of a retrace. I had these 15-minute lows marked out here, here, and here. And then obviously on the hourly we had this gap there. So I thought, with these draws here, we might move and sweep these down. Sweep these out, sorry. Now, if we'd obviously done that and then started to make a move back up, my bias would have flipped. So the bias on taking shorts today was very much dependent on how market opened, and obviously how price was delivering and what it showed me. So it wasn't a strong, bias I had, but I just, was open to shorts today. Now, what I would want have what would I have wanted to see if I was going to take a short? Now, probably would have wanted these highs to be taken out here and this high to be taken out here, and then that reversal, maybe inverse a fair value gap, break structure, something like that to the downside, and then we can look to target these lows here. But that didn't happen. I probably thought that price was either going to do that or move downwards and then make that extension back up, in which case we would have, looked for longs again. Now, what actually ended up happening is we did take these highs out here, and we took out London highs as well as these hourly highs that are marked out here. But we didn't take all-time highs. We left pretty much relatively equal highs at all-time highs there. So to me, if this had got taken out on this move up here, I probably wouldn't have taken a trade today. I probably would have just left it because there's not really too much to target. And it just wouldn't have been as strong for me. But because we left that untouched, it gave me something to work with. So when market opened, there was a few things that I obviously noticed. So we had this high here. So broke structure back to the upside. Now with that, we also had a 15-minute gap that was created pre-market that I had my eye on. Now I wanted this 15-minute candle to close, and I wanted it to inverse that gap to show me, look, price is going back up. We're likely to continue that trend higher and target these highs up here. Now, as you can see, we closed above it. So yeah, we inverse that gap. And also with that, just as another confluence, we broke structure back to the upside. So to me, price is definitely now bullish. We're on that uptrend and we should be looking for longs. Like I said to you just before, if price had taken out these highs here, created during Asia session, I probably wouldn't have taken this trade, but we did get a nice move down. Obviously, we can see we disrespected this gap and this gap here, but that doesn't matter because this lowest one here, which is the one that matters to me, was respected. Now, it only would have been invalidated if this gap was disrespected and price had, cut through this and closed a candle below that. So it wasn't, it was respected. Now, along with this, we also had equilibrium. So we have this low down here to this high here. 1 second. There we go. Yep. And you see price comes down, taps into equilibrium. We've also got the fair value gap there. That's a great confidence to me that, price is likely to continue higher. And now we just need confirmation of that. So we go down to the 1 minute, and I'm just going to remove equilibrium for you there. You can see price tapped into it here, And what do I need? I need a inversion of a fair value gap, a break of structure, something like that, just to tell me that prices is gonna move higher. No, am I gonna be able to move this? No, didn't think it would be able to. Bear with me 1 second while I just get this on here. There we go. So you can see that on this candle here, we cut through it and we closed above that gap. So I entered off of that and yeah, got straight into the trade. Now I put my stops below this low here because for me, if price had gone below that, then we run the risk of invalidating the gap. As you can see, I've got 267 ticks, and for me, that's more than enough. For me, I usually work around 250 as a max, really. I don't ever tend to go as high as 300 ticks, but 250 gives my trade enough room to work with. Now, I don't just base it off that. Obviously, the idea of the trade probably would have been invalidated should this low have got swept, but it just allowed me enough room to let the trade maneuver. As you can see, price did come down. We ended up coming down here, and I did think we were likely going to get stopped out at this point, but price moved higher, and I ended up moving my stops to break even once price broke structure back to the upside. So we can see we're in the trade here, and we moved higher, then back lower, and then obviously this high was created here because we've got the up closing candle followed by the down closing candle, and so we broke structure here. So when this candle closed up here, that's when I moved my stops to break even, and again you'll see I was very nearly stopped out of the trade. Now, this is the point where I'm going to tell you what happened to me today. So my stops were at break even, obviously at the end of this 5-minute closure. So 15:20, my stops are made to break even. We continued higher, then we moved down. Now, where my stops were actually positioned were just slightly above, just slightly above break even. I think they were literally, I want to say probably around there somewhere. Oh no, I've got that wrong. So it's bear with me. Yeah, they were probably around here, it's literally somewhere like that. Now, as you can see, we got kept into the trade there. Now, this point quickly, I'm just going to leave a screenshot of the 3 accounts, and then I'll further explain. So they're the accounts, as you can see. So I made profit on one. The other 2 were stopped out at break even. I think the spread on the other 2 accounts just hit the stop loss. And yeah, so as you can see, we're back on the charts now. And one of my trades stayed in. The other 2 were stopped out at this point here. And then we made a move straight up to my take profit. I thought I'd won on all the accounts, logged on, and saw 2 of them had been stopped out. So unfortunately, we only made just under 1,000 today on the one account. So the accounts are now at different levels, but there's always something. That's just life, I suppose. Just there's no point worrying about it. I think focus on the positives. We had a great trade today. There's no point dwelling on something that we can't control. I moved my stops to break even. Learning curve for me is probably put it at break even. That wouldn't have happened. Not put it just above it. And yeah, there's not really much to dwell on. It's happened. It's unfortunate. At the same time, I've took a good trade. I've still made money on the day, and yeah, we'll take that. You can't complain with that. So, like I said, the accounts are a bit disjointed now because I've got one account that's just over 1,000 away from passing. The other 2 are just over 2,000 away. So there's 1,000 difference between one account and the other 2. but we'll just have to make it work. It could somehow work in our favor. Some things are just meant to be. You don't know. But we'll figure our way around it. I'll keep you updated on all the accounts as always. But yeah, I'm happy with today's trade. Really good. And I think I read price well. Took the right trade at the right time. My stop loss was positioned right. I actually think my move to break even was at the right point just to protect those losses. And yeah, I'm happy with how it went. So yeah, we will. We've got one more day of the week left. I will show you my week so far. So this is obviously the week, and we took a loss on Tuesday, and we won on Wednesday, and then obviously today being Thursday, we took that win. So we're quite a bit up on the week, and yeah, we've got one more day being Friday tomorrow, and we will see how that goes. As always, if I trade, I will be back here tomorrow. If I don't, I won't, and I'll see you next week after the weekend. So if this is the last video before the weekend, have a good one. If not, I'll be back with you tomorrow. But yeah, if you could just leave a like, subscribe, comment anything that you've learned, or you want me to go through, or anything, just comment anything, to be honest. And we'll go from there. I'm waffling now, so I'm going to end this. So I'll see you next time.